Hello, and welcome back, everyone. If you cannot tell by the background, things are a little disheveled because we are in full decluttering mode in this house, and it inspired me to make this video. I am fresh, hot off the press of decluttering and trying to organize and really lean into like that minimalist lifestyle. I had this insane experience a while back that really made me realize that we need a lot less than we think we need. And I won't dive into that story. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I will, but today is not that day. And I am ready. I'm ready to like lean more into it. So I want to talk more about how we can sustainably declutter and how we can keep a home that has everything we need without actually having to have just a bunch of stuff everywhere we look. Some of my history with decluttering is I've always been a decluttering girl. I've always loved organizing. I've always liked to keep things clean. The one thing that I always fall back into is whenever I kind of collect all of this stuff and then I decide, okay, it's time for me to kind of declutter and clean and organize everything, I get so overwhelmed in the process because there's so much to do. There's so much stuff and not a lot of space normally for me. We live in this house that was built in like the 40s. So the space here, the storage, the cabinet space is not a lot. It's very minimal. So since I am in the midst of a decluttering phase right now, I want to talk about a couple of ways that we can sustainably declutter that is good for the planet, good for our homes, good for our mental health, good for all that good stuff. So let's dive in. My first thought with decluttering is donating. The first thing people do is we'll just donate it, bring it to the donation center, bring it to Goodwill, bring it wherever. I just want to say that if you're donating something, it needs to be in good condition. There are so many times that we look at the things around us and we're like, okay, we don't want it, but I don't want to throw it away, so I'm just going to donate it. Sorry to tell you, when you get it to the donation center, and if it's not in good condition, it's just going to get thrown away anyways. Don't donate things unless it is in good condition. And if it doesn't properly work, find a way to dispose of it properly. If it's electronic, there's always the electronic drop-off places. If it's, nail polish or something like that, that should not be donated. That needs to go to a hazardous waste facility, which I know that, yeah. Nail polish, hazardous waste. Yes, I'm being completely serious. Do not throw away your nail polish. I also, on the topic of donating things, I think if you live next to a Goodwill and that is what is close to you, that's fine. Go for your Goodwill. But I personally think it's more important to donate to more local donation centers. I think there's a lot of corporate stuff that goes on with Goodwill that you don't get with a more local thrift or donation center. And I like that when you are supporting your local ones, it goes back to your local community. And I just like that a little bit more. So my recommendation would be to donate to a local place instead of one of the more corporate ones. Okay, talking about things that maybe should not be donated. How about things like sweaters with holes in them, shirts with stains on them, maybe jeans that a button popped off and has like a bunch of paint on it because you're a painter, whatever it might be. There is actually the 4 days take back bag, which I think they just rebranded and now it's called the trashy bag. And I love the trashy take back bag because you can put any sort of things that you maybe shouldn't, like you didn't want to donate, that aren't in really great condition and people probably don't want to wear anymore. You can send them in your trashy bag to be recycled. And I think that is really incredible. You do have to pay for the bag, but when you send the bag back, you get a credit that can actually go towards maybe a new item or a new sweater or whatever you're replacing. And you're getting rid of the things without having to just put them in the trash can that goes into a landfill. I think upcycling is another really cool thing you can do when you're decluttering. If you find that you have a lot of glass jars or like an old, for example, for me, I have this old kitchen like anti-fatigue mat, but we had a cat that we were watching for a while. It no longer lives with us. It's at a brand new home that is a much better home than we could ever give it. But it like used its claws and like really scratched up the anti-fatigue mat. But I was like, what am I going to do with this? I can't donate it. It's got so many scratches on it. And it really is bothering me. I do not want to look at it anymore because it's fully just doesn't look good. So my thought is I'm going to keep it and then use it whenever I'm doing art projects or just projects around the house where I have to be on my knees, even gardening, and use it in those situations. So that way I can still get the use that it's intended to have, but in a way that it doesn't matter if it gets dirty because it's already really scratched up from the cat that was here. A couple of other things I love doing. I love turning any old clothes into dog toys. I have 3 dogs. They're around here somewhere. They go through toys so fast. I will take like old jeans that maybe have a rip down the seam or something that like isn't fixable, or like a shirt with like a really big stain on it or something, and I will actually cut it up, knot it on the ends, braid it, and then give it to the dogs, and they love it. They love it every single time. Speaking of clothes, when it comes to decluttering, another thing that I love is doing like a little clothing swap. I even feel like this works if you wanted to host like a sip and swap. So bring like a coffee, or maybe if it's in the evening, you could have a cocktail or a mocktail, whatever works for you and your friends, and then kind of exchange. Be like, okay, I don't want this lamp anymore, so any of my friends can have it, and everybody just kind of brings things they don't want anymore. And then it's like a little garage sale, just like a little swap, a sip and swap with your friends. And I think that is awesome and amazing. And I would love to do that. I'm planning on doing that with one of my friends, which is why I'm giving the idea to you guys now too. Those are my tips for ways that we can sustainably declutter whenever we are entering our minimalist era, or just feel like, maybe you're moving, or maybe you just feel like you've got too much stuff and it's time to downsize and get rid and declutter. Okay, those are my tips. Those are my thoughts, and I love every single one. I hope you guys love every single one. If you like this video, you can please give it a thumbs up. You can like the video, comment if I missed anything, and any other ways that you like to declutter that you feel like would be helpful for somebody else to know. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe. I try and make videos every single Friday. I fell off for a little bit, but I'm back now and ready to pop back into the swing of things. So I will be here almost every single Friday. On that note, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.